Welcome to NarrativeNook audio tales where enchanted stories come to life. If you enjoy our stories, please subscribe, like and share to support our channel. Enjoy listening.
As the day wound down, Nicole hopped into the car, ready to head home with Jared. Once the engine revved to life, Max chimed in with a serious tone. "Mr. Johnston, just as you suspected, there seems to be a situation with the Eastern Falcon." Jared mused, acknowledging that it was the only plausible explanation for now. "I've got folks keeping watch. If anyone shows up in San Joto, we'll catch it right away and launch an investigation," Max shared. Jared instructed, "Contact Zane. Have him send people to assist in the investigation." "Got it," Max acknowledged. Nicole sighed, feeling things getting more complicated, doubting if peace would return to San Joto. "How's Charlie doing?" she asked, hoping that with Max handling so much, Charlie's recovery could help ease the situation. "He's doing much better. Had a follow-up today. If he keeps improving, he can handle some tasks." Max replied, understanding Nicole's concern. "That's good," Nicole nodded, then asked again, "And Patricia?" She hadn't seen Patricia since her return and was curious about how she was doing. "She's also doing well. Plus, Dr. Wyance is working on a new drug. It might not be long before we see results," Max said with hope in his voice. "A new drug?" Nicole raised her eyebrows, caught off guard. She hadn't heard about any recent breakthroughs from Martin. "I don't have all the details, but Charlie said Dr. Wyance's new research could help Patricia," Max said. Nicole's brow furrowed more, sensing something might be off. "If Martin made a breakthrough, he'd have told me. Now he's neck-deep in research, and I'm in the dark. What about Ella, who sees Martin every day after work? Does he know about this?" Then it hit Nicole. Ella's recent sickly appearance. His pale face, it seemed like. "Max, go to Martin's place now," Nicole urgently told Max, feeling a cold sweat on her palms. "Yes, Mrs. Johnston." Max quickly changed the car's direction, heading to Martin's lab. Not fully aware of the details, Max picked up on Nicole's serious expression and tone. Involuntarily, he pressed the accelerator a bit more, speeding up the car. In Martin's lab, it was quiet since the staff had already left for the day. Faint sounds drifted from the laboratory. "In there," Jared said, gently holding Nicole's hand as he led her inside. "How are you feeling?" "Need a break." Martin's voice came through. "It's okay," Ella replied, his voice strained, clearly enduring some pain. Nicole's eyebrows furrowed even more deeply, realizing her suspicions were right. Ella was testing a poison. Before, she had overlooked the signs of poisoning in Ella's symptoms, not giving it much thought. Nicole stepped forward, opened the door, and her expression turned grave. Inside, Ella weakly leaned on a chair, his face pale, sweat on his forehead. The pain he was enduring was clear, but he gritted his teeth and endured. "What do you think you are doing?" Nicole's voice carried a hint of anger. Martin and Ella were startled by Nicole's sudden appearance. Cindy, holding a tray, was so surprised that she dropped it, the noise echoing in the room. Collecting himself, Ella quickly covered his arm with a sleeve and attempted to sound composed. "Nicole, what's up?" Nicole looked straight at Ella's arm. "What happened to your arm?" she asked. "I got a little hurt. Martin's helping me out," Ella said, trying to play down the pain, though his teeth were clenched. Nicole raised an eyebrow skeptically, glancing at Ella. "Why does Martin need to personally handle a minor injury of yours?" Trying to change the subject, Ella said, "Oh, it's just a small thing. I was also checking on Patricia's condition." "Are you here to talk about treatment options with Martin?" "I won't bother you then. I'll go." Without saying anything, Nicole observed Ella as he walked away. When Ella approached, Nicole suddenly reached out and grabbed his wrist, pulling up his sleeve to reveal the injury. Anything else you want to share? Nicole's voice now carried an unsettling calmness. She had been angry, but seeing the wound on Ella's arm, she understood his intention and felt a pang of sympathy. Realizing he couldn't hide it any longer, Ella hung his head and said softly, "Nicole, I just wanted to help Patricia recover faster. We all want her to get better, but this method, what if something happens to you? How would we cope? And what about Patricia?" Nicole expressed her frustration and concern. "It won't come to that. You've saved Martin from poisoning before, and we've been using your methods for detoxification. Look, I'm fine, apart from some pain," Ella said, attempting to reassure her, but deep down, he knew Patricia's well-being was the top priority, and he was willing to overlook everything else. For her sake. Martin joined the conversation, his voice tinged with guilt. "This isn't solely his fault. I agreed to it as well." Ella quickly intervened. "No, it was me who pushed him to help. Don't blame him. He's been taking care of me. I'm really okay." He didn't want Martin to be scolded because of his actions. Nicole sighed, a hint of frustration in her voice. "Why keep it a secret from me?" She thought to herself that they could have consulted her, maybe finding a better solution. Ella shook his head. "You would have never let me do this if I told you. I had to keep it a secret." Nicole, clearly upset, wanted to lash out. Both Patricia and Ella meant a lot to her. Ella closed his eyes and said, "Hit me if you want, just don't be angry." Nicole glared at him. "Sit down now." Once Ella sat, Nicole turned to Martin. "Explain the situation to me in detail." "Sure," Martin said. "At first, his symptoms matched mine, but they got better with some tweaks. The poison hasn't entirely gone away, though." Nicole's face turned serious as she listened to Martin. "Did you write down everything?" Cindy gave Nicole a notebook. "Got it right here. I'll go through this later," Nicole said, taking the notebook. She turned to Ella. "Need a lift home?" Ella declined, shaking his head. "No need, I'll rest here a bit longer." Recognizing Ella's worry about his parents noticing his condition, Nicole assented. "All right then." "I'll swing by tomorrow," Nicole informed Martin, heading out with Jared. Wiping the sweat off his forehead, Ella sighed in relief. "That was scary." Martin, equally relieved, shook his head. "Not just you, I was scared too." "How did Nicole find out?" Cindy mused, still rattled by what had just happened. Even though they didn't mean any harm, there was a lingering sense of guilt for keeping it from Nicole. Martin shrugged, uncertain. "I don't know, but even though she's mad, it seems like she's okay with how things are going. Otherwise, she would have told us to quit." Ella replied, "As long as we can keep going, that's fine." Martin glanced at Ella. "There's more pain ahead. It doesn't matter. I'm not afraid." He was ready to face anything for Patricia's sake. "Let's take a break and head home. We could all use some rest," Martin suggested, shaking his head as weariness suddenly hit him. Cindy teased Martin while observing him. "I bet it's just guilt from seeing Nicole." Martin stumbled a bit, firing back at Cindy. "And what about you? You even dropped the tray." Cindy struggled to argue, saying, You. She then got annoyed and added, "I'm going to rest." Ella, realizing it was time to leave, said, "I should go as well." Today's events had indeed been shocking for everyone, but fortunately, the outcome wasn't bad. After tidying up, Martin left the lab. Meanwhile, Nicole and Jared made their way to the Riddle residence. Leaning in her seat, Nicole reviewed Ella's treatment data. She thought, "I never knew Ella had the courage to do this. I should have realized earlier." Luckily, Martin's experience came in handy, preventing Ella from facing serious problems. As she examined the recorded data, Nicole noticed that Ella's symptoms seemed to be improving. Perhaps sticking with these trials could bring positive results. Observing Nicole's expression, Jared guessed her thoughts. "How confident are you?" Considering the data, Nicole responded, "Right now, about 60%. After additional analysis and revising the plan with Martin, she believed they could achieve 80% confidence. That would be enough to treat Patricia. "Don't worry too much, it will be all right," Jared comforted Nicole. Nicole nodded in agreement, intending to study the data closely upon returning home, hoping to find a better way to help Patricia. After a while, the two arrived home. Everyone was waiting for them to have dinner. Seeing them enter, Gloria asked with concern, "You said you'd be late. Did something happen?" "Just a few small things to handle, but it's all sorted now," Nicole replied. "That's great. Let's grab some dinner," Daniel suggested, motioning towards the table with a smile. Noticing that everyone had patiently waited for them, Nicole asked, "You all waited for us?" "Yeah, we figured you'd be back soon, so we thought we'd eat together," the family explained as they made their way to the dining room. Seated at the table, Stanley inquired, "What kept you?" "There's a hint of disinfectant in the air, like you've been to a hospital." "Is someone unwell?" "We just stopped by Martin's lab, nothing serious," Nicole replied, skillfully dodging the specifics. "Ah, got it." Stanley didn't press, understanding that the scent of disinfectant was typical after a visit to Martin's. "All right, now that everyone's here, let's eat." "We've all had a long day," Gloria suggested, steering away from further discussion. "Sure, no more questions." Stanley shrugged and started digging into his meal. Nicole smiled, opting not to share Ella's situation with everyone, and began enjoying her dinner. After the meal, everyone headed to their rooms to rest. Nicole sat at her desk, carefully reviewing the treatment data Martin had provided. She focused on it, determined to understand every detail. At some point, a glass of milk appeared next to her. "It's late. You can continue tomorrow," Jared's voice came from nearby. Nicole looked up and smiled. "All right." After she finished the milk, Nicole quickly cleaned up and prepared to rest. Later, as Jared finished his shower, he noticed Nicole gazing outside, captivated by the night sky. "What are you looking at?" Jared asked quietly. "Nothing, just daydreaming," Nicole replied, turning toward Jared with a smile. Jared gently ruffled her hair, speaking softly, "Get some rest." She responded, feeling a sense of calm. She pulled the covers over herself to lie down and thought to herself, "Things need to be done step by step, no rush." Jared hugged Nicole, giving her a kiss on her forehead, and softly patted her back. Time to rest. Nicole cozily nestled in Jared's embrace, shutting her eyes. The following day, clouds covered the sky, suggesting rain. The somber weather appeared to dampen everyone's spirits. Nicole got to the office ahead of time, and just as she stepped in, Lulu entered with a lack of energy. "Feels like heavy rain's on its way." "Most likely," Nicole replied, glancing at the sky. "A dull day brings down the mood," Lulu said with a sigh and a shrug. "If it gets too tough, feel free to head back and relax," Nicole suggested half-jokingly, as she glanced at Lulu. With no urgent tasks waiting, Nicole felt Lulu's presence wasn't necessary. Lulu shook her head. "No, there's still work to be done." She patted the documents on Nicole's desk and added, "These are yours. Mine are already on my desk. If you don't want to go back, then get busy. When you're weary, just head home and relax," Nicole suggested with a smile. "All right." Lulu turned cheerfully and exited. Time passed swiftly in the midst of their work, and before they knew it, it was noon. Lulu knocked on the door and peeked in, asking, "Want to grab some lunch?" Nicole glanced out the window and remarked, "Looks like rain. Maybe we should stay in." "Yeah, good call. I'll just order some food," Lulu suggested, pulling out her phone to place a food delivery order. A knock on the door interrupted their conversation. "Who's there?" Lulu opened the door, surprised to find Patricia. "Hey, Patricia. What brings you here?" "I need to talk to Ms. Riddle," Patricia explained with a tinge of sadness. "Sure, come on in." Lulu stepped aside to let Patricia enter. Sensing Patricia's somber mood, Lulu felt a bit uneasy. What could be bothering her? Once inside, Patricia approached Nicole, getting straight to the point. Is it true about Ella? What happened to Ella? Lulu asked, puzzled. Ignoring Lulu's question, Patricia, her eyes reddened, turned to Nicole, waiting for an answer. How did you find out? Nicole inquired, aware of what Patricia meant but unsure about the source of the information. Nicole knew Martin and Ella couldn't be the ones who spilled the secret to Patricia. So it's true. Patricia took a step back, her voice heavy with emotion. She had suspected it but had been reluctant to accept it until now. I only found out last night, Nicole reassured Patricia with a sigh. Ella's doing well, and Martin and I are working on a solution that could help you. Perplexed, Lulu looked at them, unable to grasp the conversation. What happened to Ella? And why is Martin involved? What happened to Ella? And what does it have to do with Martin? She wondered. Nicole glanced at Lulu and clarified. Ella is testing a drug. If it works, it could treat Patricia. Lulu's eyes widened. So, Ella is risking himself for Patricia? But if it goes wrong? Lulu grasped the situation, and her alarm surfaced. So, Ella could be poisoned. Just like what happened to Martin. Nicole had to help him detoxify, Lulu said, clearly shocked. Ella must care a lot about Patricia to take such a risk. Understanding the depth of Ella's sacrifice, Lulu couldn't help but be amazed at his devotion. Patricia's face paled at Lulu's words. She spoke firmly. Ms. Riddle, let's stop this. I won't pursue treatment anymore. Having said that, Patricia quickly exited the room. Wait, Patricia, calm down. Lulu called out, attempting to follow, but she couldn't catch up and watched helplessly as Patricia walked away. After a moment, Lulu returned and inquired, what do we do now? Give her some time, Nicole sighed, acknowledging that the matter couldn't be halted despite Patricia's reaction. Martin and Ella's efforts were not in vain. There had been real progress, and if things continued this way, there was genuine hope. Lulu nodded and then asked Nicole, how did you find out about it? She had no idea and was surprised by the depth of his concealment. I just felt something was off and found out when I went to the lab, Nicole replied, deliberately keeping it light and not going into details with Lulu. Curious, Lulu pressed on. So, how are they doing now? Did they succeed? There has been progress, but it's not a complete success yet, said Nicole. She pondered for a moment and added, I'm planning to go there after work. I'll come with you. Maybe I can help, Lulu offered enthusiastically. You can come if you want, Nicole agreed, knowing that even if Lulu couldn't help, understanding the situation would be beneficial. Okay, Lulu happily agreed. Just then, Lulu's stomach growled, and she sheepishly scratched her head. Forgot to order food, let's do it now. After ordering their meal, Lulu sat down with Nicole, waiting for the food, and asked more about Ella's condition. After work, the two headed to the lab. Cindy handed them 2 cups of tea, the rain's getting heavier. Drink something hot to avoid catching a cold. Has Ella not arrived yet? Lulu looked around, asking. He's here, Ella responded just as she asked. Watching Ella come in with his hair soaked, Cindy handed him a towel. Dry yourself off first. Cindy handed Ella a cup of tea. Warm up first, she said. Thanks, Ella replied, taking a seat on the sofa. Martin emerged from the lab and noticed the group. I thought you wouldn't come because of the rain, he remarked. How could we not come when it was planned? Ella responded as a matter of course. Turning to Nicole, Martin asked, how are things on your end? Nicole handed Martin the revised data she had worked on. Take a look at this, she suggested. Okay, Martin agreed, sitting down to review it. Nicole waited, then turned to Ella. How do you feel now? Ella rolled up his sleeve, revealing his scar to Nicole. I feel it's effective. We can continue, he said. He thought they needed to hurry. His wound was healing, and he wondered how that might help with Patricia's treatment. Let's wait and see, Nicole said, turning her gaze away. Ella's wound was healing slowly, probably due to recent medication and the influence of the toxin. Nicole had changed the medication dosage and modified 2 ingredients in the prescription, making it necessary for Martin to conduct a pharmacological test before reaching a final decision. Seth entered suddenly, stopping in his tracks upon seeing Nicole. Dr. Wyance. Mrs. Johnston. You're here. Nicole frowned slightly. What brings you here? Noticing Seth's worried expression, she thought about Patricia. Seth hesitated before saying, Patricia left in the morning and hasn't come back. We can't reach her by phone, so they sent me to check. Patricia was here this morning? Nicole asked Martin. It clicked for her. Patricia must have learned about Ella's drug trial during her visit. Martin seemed puzzled. When did this happen? I had no idea. He hadn't seen Patricia and was clueless about her visit. Yeah, Patricia was helping Charlie with something and mentioned she'd swing by to pick up some medicine on the way, Seth explained, then paused. Are you sure Patricia didn't come here? She must have been here, Nicole responded, her expression turning more serious as she glanced out the window. The rain was pouring down, and Nicole wondered where Patricia could have gone without coming back home. Do you know where Patricia went? Seth asked anxiously. Charlie is really worried about her. Ella, who was about to speak, suddenly stopped and swiftly left the room. Nicole watched him go and sighed softly. I don't know either. Let's go out and look for her. She suspected Ella had gone to find Patricia, who hadn't returned home for so long, and wondered where else Patricia could be. Are you saying she ran away from home? Martin asked Nicole, his expression serious. Nicole nodded. She came to see me at noon. She briefly mentioned Patricia's visit to the office and sighed. I didn't expect her not to come back home. If she had known, she wouldn't have let Patricia leave. So she did come here, Cindy pondered. At that time, could she have overheard our conversation and found out about Ella testing the drug? That's a possibility, Martin agreed, considering it the most likely explanation at this point. Ella must have overheard Martin and Cindy discussing it when they talked about adjusting the dosage of the medication. In this heavy rain, where could she have gone? Cindy expressed, clearly anxious. Let's all go look for her, Lulu echoed, determined to help. All right, Nicole agreed, standing up, and they quickly left the laboratory. Everyone understood that the more people searching, the better the chances of finding Patricia quickly. Patricia's usual hangouts were few, and with her not at home, the possible places were even fewer. Lulu voiced her thoughts. Where could she be? She watched people rushing in the rain, realizing how little they knew about Patricia. Nicole expressed concern. I'm worried she might be hiding. If Patricia had indeed chosen to hide and forego treatment, it might mean they'd never locate her. Yeah, Patricia might actually go that route, Lulu acknowledged, torn in her thoughts. Nicole, with a frown, called Max. Mrs. Johnston, Mr. Johnston is still in a meeting, Max's voice replied. Nicole responded, that's okay. Can you see if Patricia has left the country? Patricia. Max seemed confused. What's wrong? It seemed unlikely that Patricia would leave the country without anyone noticing. After a quick rundown of the situation, Nicole stated, we're searching for her and need to confirm if she's left San Giotto. Max responded with a serious tone, I'll check right away. After hanging up, Nicole bit her lip, her mind filled with thoughts of possible places Patricia might have gone. It had been hours since noon, and the rain continued to pour down. Nicole couldn't help but ponder where Patricia had disappeared to and if she could endure the weather. After some time, Max replied to Nicole, she's probably still in San Giotto, hasn't left. Good, Nicole responded, feeling a bit relieved. As long as Patricia remained in San Giotto, There was hope they could locate her. I've organized a search team. Don't worry, we'll find her, Max assured in a hushed voice. All right, keep me posted if there's any news, Nicole said before ending the call. Lulu frowned as she inquired, Nicole, where do you think Patricia could be hiding? It was evident now that Patricia was indeed in hiding, making the search more challenging. Let's keep searching. Nicole's tone carried a hint of solemnity. She couldn't pinpoint where Patricia might be, so they needed to continue the search together. I wonder if the others have any news. Lulu's eyes showed a hint of hope, genuinely wishing for Patricia's swift discovery. Meanwhile, everyone else was putting in their best effort to locate Patricia. However, as the sky darkened and the rain intensified, making the road slippery, their progress slowed down. Nevertheless, they persisted in exploring every street and alley. Speed up, Ella urged, glancing ahead with growing anxiety. We're going as fast as we can. The road conditions are bad. Going any faster could be dangerous. The chauffeur explained, somewhat resignedly. Another red light up ahead forced the chauffeur to bring the car to a stop. Ella gazed outside, his agitation escalating by the minute. In a rush, pushed open the car door and dashed into the rain. Where are you going? The chauffeur shouted, but Ella didn't answer, becoming just a distant figure in the rain. He roamed the streets, hoping to spot Patricia, but her familiar form was nowhere in sight. Patricia, Ella called, but received no reply. Where could she be in this big city? She doesn't have many places she usually goes. Ella tried hard to recall, but he couldn't think of any specific locations. Patricia usually stuck to going between the office and her apartment, and he hadn't noticed any unique hobbies or interests. Suddenly, it clicked for Ella. Of course, how could I forget? Glancing around, he identified a direction and started running. He remembered Patricia mentioning her dream place was the amusement park, even though she never truly enjoyed it from childhood to adulthood. Considering the weather and the uncertain day, Ella thought, she might just head there. At last, reaching the amusement park, Ella spotted a solitary figure sitting on the ground, hugging her knees, leaning against the park's gate, her eyes empty, resembling a homeless person. Patricia. Ella hurried over and enveloped her in his arms. It's pouring. Why didn't you seek cover? Patricia slowly shifted her gaze to Ella, taking a moment to recognize him. Ella, why are you here? She asked, sounding a bit disoriented. Noticing the quiver in her voice, Ella expressed concern. Aren't you afraid of catching a cold, standing here in the rain? The park is closed, Patricia uttered slowly, her voice carrying a touch of sadness. Feeling a twinge of sorrow, Ella hugged Patricia tightly. It's all right. We can come back and play another day. Let's head home for now, he suggested, gently assisting her to her feet to bring her back home. Just as Patricia got up, she stumbled slightly, nearly falling back. Ella promptly steadied her and insisted, No, we need to go to the hospital. Without hesitation, Ella lifted Patricia and rushed to the nearest hospital. When Nicole and the others arrived, Patricia had already received treatment, changed into a patient gown, and was on an 4 drip. I'm sorry for causing everyone to worry, Patricia apologized, aware that Lulu was concerned about her. That's not the main thing. Your health is what matters, Lulu insisted earnestly, her concern evident in her expression. I'm okay now, Patricia said, biting her lips slightly. Nicole advised Patricia, don't dwell on anything else for now. Concentrate on getting better, and we can discuss other matters once you're discharged. Patricia nodded in agreement, but deep down, she had already decided not to proceed with the treatment. She couldn't allow Ella to sacrifice himself for her safety. Nicole detected a subtle shift in Patricia's expression, understanding her thoughts, but recognized it wasn't the appropriate time to address it. You should head back. I'll stay with her here, Martin suggested to Ella, noticing he was still drenched. Despite Martin's suggestion, Ella hesitated to leave and shook his head. I've already requested the driver to bring some clothes. They'll be here soon. Ella felt he couldn't depart at this moment. He needed to personally look after Patricia. Otherwise, he wouldn't be at peace. You should head back, Patricia said, gritting her teeth and attempting to be polite. Thank you for today, but I can take care of myself. I know you can, but I'm not leaving, Ella insisted firmly. Patricia sighed inwardly, realizing it was futile to persuade Ella to leave. She understood that, despite his gentle demeanor, Ella was incredibly stubborn. Just then the chauffeur returned, and Ella went to change his clothes. When he came back, Ella found the hospital room suddenly crowded. Jared had arrived with Max, and even Charlie was there. Ella greeted Jared as he stood by the door. His expression changed slightly as soon as he noticed Charlie. Charlie frowned, pondering to himself. Why does he seem so resentful? Have I offended him? From Ella's perspective, it appeared that Charlie hadn't taken good care of Patricia. Otherwise, she wouldn't have ended up in the rain. If Ella hadn't found Patricia, who knows how long she would have been out there. The vibe got a bit tense. Nicole told Patricia, "Just chill for now, let's go back." "Sure, thanks, everyone," Patricia said softly. Facing her boss, Jared, she felt a bit stressed. Patricia understood that in her job, emotions shouldn't run wild. It was crucial to stay composed to prevent any exploitation. Today, she felt like she messed up. Big time. "Since someone's looking after her, we'll head out too," Martin said, guiding Cindy as they trailed behind Nicole, leaving the room. Now, only Charlie and Ella were left. Biting his lip, Ella expressed, "I'm going to take good care of her." Asterisk. Leaving the room, Ella didn't exit the hospital. Instead, he sat on a bench in the corridor. He couldn't relax. He needed to be around, just in case Charlie wasn't great at taking care of people. Once outside the hospital, Nicole and the rest noticed the rain had stopped. "I'll head back and start working on the new medication following your plan. I'll update you once we get results," Martin informed Nicole. "Sure," Nicole nodded in agreement. With Patricia in the hospital, needing a couple of days to recover, there was no hurry. They had time. "You guys can go, I'll grab a taxi," Lulu suggested, waving one down and departing. Nicole shook her head, realizing Lulu preferred not to be seen off. "We should head out too," Martin said as they went their separate ways. They each got into their cars and drove off. Nicole leaned back in her seat, rubbing her temples. Jared gently embraced Nicole, asking, "Got a headache? Did you catch a cold?" "It's nothing," Nicole shook her head, feeling a bit uneasy but not considering it as serious, especially compared to Patricia's situation. Jared checked Nicole's forehead, confirming her temperature was normal. He gently suggested, "Let's head home and rest. If you still feel unwell, we can see a doctor tomorrow." "Sure," Nicole leaned on Jared's shoulder, feeling a bit more at ease. At the Riddle residence, dinner was done, and everyone had retired to their rooms. Jared advised Nicole, "Take a hot shower first, then wait for dinner." "All right," Nicole agreed, making her way upstairs. After her shower, as she was about to head downstairs, Jared entered with a tray. "Why bring it up here?" Nicole asked, surprised. "Let's eat here," Jared suggested, placing the tray with a steaming bowl of cream stew on the table. Jared had already eaten dinner at the office, but knowing Nicole hadn't had her meal and considering she had been in the rain, he suggested warm cream stew to prevent her from catching a cold. "Thank you," Nicole expressed her gratitude with a warm smile as she thanked Jared. "Dig in," Jared said, gently smoothing her hair before heading out of the room. Nicole, slightly puzzled but not dwelling on it, started eating. She was genuinely hungry and also eager to rest early. Right after finishing her dinner, Jared returned with a cup of tea. Nicole couldn't help but laugh. "I'm full now. The weather's cold, have some ginger tea," Jared softly suggested. Only then did Nicole realize he had gone out again to make ginger tea. Taking the cup, She sipped the warm tea. Jared affectionately ruffled her hair. Go rest now. You're not resting? Nicole asked, a bit puzzled. She wondered, isn't he going to sleep? I've still got some work to do, Jared mentioned, giving her a quick kiss on the forehead and patting her shoulder, motioning for her to head to bed. Nicole planted a peck on Jared's cheek. Okay, you better get some rest too. Good night. Nicole thought that her search for Patricia might have interrupted Jared's work, so now he had to get back to it. No wonder he came to the hospital to pick me up. Seeing her lying down as instructed, Jared smiled warmly. He cleared the table and grabbed his laptop to finish up the remaining tasks. As the day started, Nicole gradually opened her eyes and peeked at Jared. He was still asleep, likely having stayed up late the night before. Filled with warmth, Nicole softly touched his cheek but stayed put in bed. Instead, she nestled closer to Jared's arm, happy to stay peacefully beside him. These calm moments were precious to her. She found solace just being with him. Feeling her shift, Jared woke up and gazed at Nicole. Don't you want to catch a bit more sleep? He inquired. Did I wake you? Nicole inquired, a bit worried she might have disrupted his sleep. Nope, Jared answered, sitting up while keeping Nicole in his arms. Let's go see how Nolan and Lana are doing. They hadn't seen Nolan and Lana last night, and Nicole knew the kids would be missing them. It's about time they woke up, Nicole said, checking the time. After getting up and freshening up, they left the bedroom. Daddy, Mommy. Nolan and Lana came running toward them. We were just about to check on you, Nicole said, lovingly patting their heads. We were going to come wake you and Daddy, Lana said, looking up curiously. Did you come back late from work yesterday? Not too late, but you were already asleep when we got home, Nicole replied with a smile. Oh, Nolan and Lana said, holding Nicole and Jared's hands. Then you shouldn't come back that late anymore. We'll try, Nicole responded, knowing she couldn't make a definite promise. As they talked, they went downstairs to the living room. Soon, Daniel and Gloria came down, followed shortly by Stanley. The family gathered in the living room for breakfast. Ella has been pretty occupied lately. What's he working on? Gloria questioned Nicole. Busy. Nicole pretended not to know. Emma hasn't crossed paths with him much, so she told me to check, Gloria clarified. Nicole kept her cool, not giving away too many details about Ilya's situation.
If you have enjoyed this story, please like and share so others can see it too. Also hit the subscription button and notification bell so you can be notified on our next release. Thank you for your support. God bless you.